learned to an election. Live in the hills, but I still get a spread. Started with a little, but I still reinvest it. Fear how I feel, then you feel like a blessing. I just want the lesson, I just want protection. I'm up and I'm down, but they sound like progression. Farmer never plans if he waits for perfection. Finger to the down, hold it down, we gon' get it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got your Watchlist coming in June 2nd, 2020, and the stock market is surging on social unrest. But beside what's going on, there is a lot of other things developing. It seems like we are getting a development week, but things could pop off. But we have a lot of things to talk about. The market closed up about 1/3%, 100 points, not too bad, but we are at a very key level. This 305 level on the S&P, very important where we go from here. If volatility comes back, I don't know. Starting to look like a credit spread environment, but we will talk about that. But there's a few keys going on and a little bit more clarification even after watching how the markets responded today, as well as a few different plays that we need to go over. So let us not delay. You guys know what you need to do. Drop your thumbs up on the video. Make sure you're subscribed. And if you don't know, we are live Monday through Friday, 30 minutes before open. It's the first link in the description and it is pinned in the comments. We better see you there in the morning. It's free 99. It costs you nothing to join. YouTube.com/thestockmarket. You can post the plays, see the plays, ask about the plays, talk anything you want. All we ask is that you are positive and respectful. And the most important thing you need to do, post your watch this below. Let us know what you're looking at. You got any plays, comments, remixes, anything, post it below and source that info. Even news as well. You got, man, it's a good place to source info. And we also did the random account play. That was the only one we did today. So shout out to Chad, but right off the bat, the first thing I'm going to talk about is China. Even though with everything going on, China hit us back today. However, I will tell you right now, it is a rumor. If anything, I'm expecting this to play out how we had retaliation news, but there was a rumor going on today. The sources was literally traders. It came out probably, or I heard about it at least 4 or 5 times throughout the day, from the morning all the way to like middle end of the day. But they're saying that China has instructed purchasers or farmers or whoever to not purchase U.S. farm products. Now, this is probably the rumor of how we're going to get it, but what I mean by how our situation played out, you're going to hear them talk about something. You're going to hear about the proposed retaliation method. You're going to hear about that initially, and then pretty much by the end of the week, we should expect to hear something. That's what happened with us. Remember, beginning of the week last week, we were talking about Hong Kong, what we're going to do, and then by the end of the week, we knew what was going to happen, as well as we got that update with the World Health Organization and all that. So that is important, but notice, the markets went up. The U.S. markets went up. The yuan strengthened, which is the opposite of weakening, which is the opposite of escalation with how we've been viewing it. So if anything, that means that we haven't seen anything yet, and that's what I want to highlight here. So you have not gotten an official state response back from China regarding this situation, retaliation, or anything of that nature. So keep that in mind. We're going to be looking at that, but as of now, there is no other development, so we're still waiting on that. The next thing, this social unrest put play. So a lot of people have asked, is this something that we can short? Even again, I'm thinking it could be a black swan, but after seeing today, seeing the market, seeing bonds, and I have a trade for you that we're going to talk about. I had it up on screen. Okay, I'll just tell you, gold. When we get to the plays, we're going to talk about gold with this social unrest play. But what I'm saying here is that if there is a social unrest put play, this isn't going to be something where, the riots get bad and gets to a point and then we react, unless it's like something really, 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 really bad and it gives a knee-jerk reaction to the market. But when policy comes into play and we see potential policy and then Wall Street starts to price that into earnings, or once we start to say, hey, you can't go outside after this, or it starts to affect certain industries, that's going to lead it to now, okay, they're making changes in all of this, and then now that's going to affect earnings and what we've been pricing in. That is when I think you're going to get the play. So pretty much we're waiting to see how Wall Street takes this, because that's what happened with the virus. It wasn't when the virus started spreading. It was eventually when it spread to the point where Wall Street had to start pricing it in. Then you saw the reaction. So if there is going to be a put play, I think that's going to be the case. However, I think it might be something that comes and goes. And why? Is because we've seen stuff like this in history, and you've and this is just happening. And I said this yesterday. If anything, I want you to see how just all of this stuff builds off of 2020 and what's happened. We still have the election, but one crisis after the next, that makes sense. So that's why it makes sense why there's a lot and why it seems very, very big, and it is big. And even then, when I'm even looking at this economically and I'm trying to see what's happening with the market, if anything, it is related to the Rodney King riots that happened in 1992. And some people even talked about, some actions that Trump might take. And I don't know, man, at this point, you're getting news and rumors from a lot. Best advice I could give you guys, nothing is a recommendation. Option trading is extremely risky, but just think before you you make any action. No matter what it is, just think a little bit. Doesn't mean think for yourself, but just think before doing something. But a lot of people are talking about actions and what could happen, but a lot of this reminds me of 1992. There was big riots in LA. It was something really, really big. And then even after that, in 1992, 1 month later, once there's a kind of this atmosphere, you're going to see this stuff better. And again, how do you even describe it? That's why I'm calling this social unrest play, as opposed to just saying protests, rioters, looters, whatever you want to call it. But it's just social unrest, and that even ties in with what's going on with the virus and everything else. But 1 month after the LA riots, they rioted after the Bulls won. Oh man, I spelled that Bulls won. I meant, oh man, that's embarrassing. There you go. God bless you. But essentially what I'm saying here is that this shouldn't be too big of an effect, but watch how it gets priced in. So when it starts to affect economy, recovery, or anything else, that's when I think it's going to be important. Otherwise, I'm not going to really be jumping and reacting to news events, or, there's a lot of stuff going on, but you could see, the market is more resilient than that. And we've talked about that today. And that's why I said this reminds me of 2000, 2001, when it was like back to back to back bad news and one bad thing after the next. So keep that in mind, and good luck trading and be smart. But that is pretty much it. So let us get into the plays. I did not make any trades today, but I have trades I want to make. There's two that I want to make, and then other one I put retail food. I think McDonald's, and this has to do with the social unrest. Again, you saw Target today. They announced the closure of some stores, and so did Nordstrom. And Target went down, so I'm thinking maybe this could have an effect. But again, if places have to close early and there's any policy or curfew, anything like that, retail and food, those are the ones that got hit the most during Corona, but this is going to affect them and even their recovery. So I'm thinking McDonald's, but the two other plays I think for tomorrow, one, Tesla. Tesla is at a breakout level. It is right below 900. Once it gets back up there, that is going to be all-time highs. So be careful. I mean, don't be careful. It's going to be good. We still have that old Tesla play. I'm down on the put, and I think I'm down on the call. So the calls are cheaper. The June calls are cheaper by 16% for a 1,070 call, but Tesla is up at these highs, and this is a different type of cult, my friends. Get ready. What I mean by that is, well, it went crazy at these highs. It's a small float company. It likes to go, it gets crazy. So if anything, that is going to be a trade with probably activity if it breaks out. But again, when some of these companies that move like that, again, you never know what's going to happen, because once they kind of go crazy one time, they'll flirt with these highs, and they won't always break out, and it won't be a fun time. So don't get caught paying too much. Don't have too much expectation. So I'm going to watch that. We're already in that play. We need it to save us. But if you don't have a play on that, you're not working out of a hole. So that's at least better. Patience pays, baby. But this is a good moment for Tesla. I think it's just going to be a big mover we'll hear about. So watch them. And then the next play I want is UNH. I was looking at them today. I just want time. And it's kind of the same thing like Tesla, but just a little bit different, a lot different in terms of volatility and reasons why, and the cult-like following. But it's at a breakout point. But I think it's just going to be a game of musical chairs. But anything on the upside, I like them. Other than that, I'm going to be watching that retail food trade if I want to add something tomorrow. Going to be watching that social media trade. Again, the Snapchat rotation, Facebook. Facebook even ended up doing good. So did Twitter. But for any more of that news to come out, I'm going to be looking at them. And then finally, that play we did on last week, I talked about yesterday. I love it. Beyond Meat, that play almost tripled today. So going to be holding that. But I've noticed, we have a lot of older put plays. We have puts on the China plays, but everything else is pretty bullish because the market is just staying at a point. And this is what I was talking about, where in terms of it might just be something that this is a great time to sell premium. But those are the three plays that I'm going to be watching tomorrow. Again, I didn't make any plays. Zoom went crazy. We're still in the puts. I wish we grabbed it in the morning to make a flip off the morning, or make a flip off of earnings this week, but I think it's gonna do the dance. I mean, dude, 16%. It's gonna be crazy. So the puts at least held up value. If anything, whether it's the day before or even tomorrow, this is already looking with volatility, and if the market doesn't have anything added to it and this thing goes crazy, this one will just be good to flip with premium. So I still will be looking out for that tomorrow. But if anything, I do want to look towards selling premium, and companies that have caught my eye, even both for selling premium and watch out for tomorrow for rotations, but Walmart, and then like I said, McDonald's. But I guess there's a lot of other companies. Let me show you even the rest. I didn't make a smooth transition there, but I love you anyway, so God bless you. But Walmart caught my eye. I don't like how it's holding up. You could see companies are doing this thing where they're like holding up or they're either kind of holding down. The other thing I was going to say, watch Wells Fargo, watch the rotation. They're more holding the downside. So the markets are really, really suspicious, and we're at summer and it's going to be weird. But some of these companies are holding a range. Where is it? Where's my McDonald's? There's McDonald's. You could even see here, they're just all holding a range. So it's like, do you know if it's going to break musical chairs and bust through there? I don't know, but there's a good chance it might just stay in a range, and this will reward premium selling. So keep that in mind. But as far as everything else, DocuSign. A lot of people talked about them. I'm going to be watching McDonald's tomorrow. NOC and the defense stocks, they were moving a lot today. Then they got a award of a contract, but watch them even in general. Boeing, we're in those. I don't know why it's not up here, but take a look at Boeing. They held up the market a lot. If anything, we would have probably closed red today, but Boeing, I think they were up like 4% or something. Yeah, 3.9%. So it was right there. They did a lot. But watch UNH, like I said, Beyond is going to be good. Still in that Twitter, they came back down to the same price that I was holding them at, but I was pretty surprised. I mean, Twitter's going to hold this level, or $30 is a big level for them to break to begin with. So going to be watching those. Walmart in the growth stocks, and the value stocks, I'm going to be watching that trade a lot. And again, McDonald's, Home Depot, and all that. But I want to see, again, especially when any of these companies hold the value, I mean, it just gets suspicious to me. And I'm like, all right, well, what's going on there? That means investors are waiting for something. There's a reason why it's holding that valuation. But watch them. Abivai and the medical companies. Guild had some good remdesivir news this morning, but pretty much sold off. It had a little bit of a mini pop off the release, sold off throughout the day. Watch some of these medical companies. They're kind of losing steam. I know Myrna and all that picked up, but that could be good. If they start to lose steam here over the next few weeks, that could be a good time to pick them up. So I'm hoping we have about a month till ex-dividend on Abivai. I still need to take a position on the long term, but I'm going to be watching them. I'm going to be watching the bank. There's Wells Fargo. Watch Bank of America as well, too. Remember, they were a big effect on the market last week with all the rotation, so keep an eye out for that. Facebook, they went up a lot. I think it clipped like 233 after hours. Yeah, I forgot. There wasn't any news on them or anything, but they did good after having some of the bigger sell-offs with all that news that was happening. Then Nvidia, they bounced up too, but I'm still in that one play. We need them to come down. We're losing on that credit spread, but that has till June 19th, so we're still holding. Remember, we need that to come down. And then finally, I tell you guys, I think I want to watch Snapchat too. We need to keep our eye out for them. We're in those calls. I want to get them on the long term. I haven't been able to make my purchase on them in 2 months considering the prices, but they are at a key level, especially if they start to break out of 20. I don't think you guys realize you're like right at the highs right here. So last time it came up here was like 20, 21, and then 23, and then $30. I mean, there's a lot could happen. A lot could happen, but we love them on the long term, so we're still going to be watching and waiting for that. But we have those calls, thankfully. We have those June 19th calls, so if it does ever get crazy, I could always fall back on those and exercise them if I really wanted the shares. But the final thing I was going to tell you guys, it responds more to fear and social unrest, and you could kind of see it here now, but with what's been going on with the dollar and everything that's gone on with the markets, GLD, I want to start looking at gold plays, and I think this could be one of the better reactors, and you're seeing how it's reacting now, kind of at these levels. A lot of time has decayed, so maybe some of these contracts with time on GLD, this might start to be a good time, but I haven't shopped for them yet. I'm going to do that tomorrow, so somebody remind me, but that is your watch list, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you're hydrated, healthy, ready to go. Make sure you post your watch list. Make sure we see you there in the morning. I need the armor on. I need the helmet shining. I need you in the game, and I need you to manage, baby. Don't tell me what you want. Tell me what you can manage. Don't shoot for everything you want. Shoot for what you can manage. Increase the skill to manage and watch what you get, baby. If you understand that, you'll understand the shifting point, baby. A lot's going to change, but we're right in the summer. Get ready. Stay smart. Control the balance, the budget. Congratulations to the long terms and your deposits. I hope you guys are ready. But the code loves you. I love you. I'm going to see you in the morning. Let's go.